You know what the Prophet Muhammad said? Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Abu Usama. He said, a person asked the Prophet, what is faith? And the Prophet said, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, when a good deed becomes a source of pleasure for you, and when an evil deed becomes a source of disgust for you, you are a believer. It don't depend on me, the Imam, or nothing like that. No, it depends on the constitution of your character. You listen to this, man. Stop putting your mind someplace else. You in the best place you can be right now. You getting something more than money. If a good deed gives you pleasure, and doing something wrong makes you disgusted, then you have become a believer. It's all that small. That's small. How many of you have fuses in your house? You know a fuse? You got a big old color TV, you got a big old refrigerator, you got all these big objects, and what do they depend on? A little bitty fuse like that. And that's what Al-Ansar is. Al-Ansar puts your mind on things that you think is insignificant. Because if you don't respect it, it's going to put the lights out in your house that you live in up here. Here's your house. It's right here. And then the man said again, he said, Ya Rasulullah, what is sin? You know what the Prophet said to him? Woo, this is why we love this man so much. He said, when something pricks your conscience, that is sin. Isn't that a simple definition? You don't need to go to college to understand that. You got it just like that. And the Prophet said, if you feel no shame, do as you will. Because if your conscience don't bother you, Allah not going to bother you. I think that's just and fair. Allahu Akbar. This is our religion. Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen. Did I sit down already? I'm on into it. I didn't realize. Allahu Akbar. Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم لقد خرجنا بني آدم لقد خرجنا بني آدم. Most certainly we have made honorable the children of Adam. See, this is your Quran. So the Quran doesn't say, and he is the Lord of Israel, or he is the Lord of Saudi Arabia, or he is the Lord of Africa. No, it says Rabbil Alameen, that he is the Lord of all of the nations. This Al-Islam is an inclusive religion. It is not exclusive. Say that this race or this nation is thank you so much. You brought me enough water, I can float a boat with it. Alhamdulillah. Thank you. Allah reward you. Do you know the ideal human being in Al-Islam is the man who holds on to his creative excellence. It is not your race that makes you superior. It is not your money that makes you superior. It is when you hold on to the excellence that Allah created in you. That is the ideal human being. Now, it's not an easy thing to see. I don't have to see a white man anymore. I don't have to see a black man anymore. All I got to see is a man or a woman who's striving to be right. The noble one is the one who is truest to his or her nature that Allah created. You see? My lungs, look, my lungs. My lungs want air. As long as I take in air, I'm honorable, I'm noble. But the minute I smoke a reefer, the minute I hit the drug pipe, that's what they call it, the crack pipe, I have fallen from this high dignified creation that God put me on. And this is the problem with most of us. We can't see until you come in the masjid the dignity of your creation. Most of us can't see it. But when I come here, look, I'm trying to explain something to you. When I come here, I see this young man here. When I look at him, I see no reefers in him. I don't smell reefer smoke in his clothes. You see what I mean? Sometimes I come, I see him making salat. Him. Then sometimes I see some of you, same thing. And then by watching this beautiful behavior that you have, now the behavior that I admire in you is so many of you, until I say, maybe Allah has created me the same way He created them. So it is the group that you need to see this ideal human being. You see it in the group. You can't see it out there. You have to come in here to see it. And you see these brothers and these sisters who walk with dignity, honor, and self-respect. And it makes you check your own self, doesn't it? Don't hide it there. You come up here with a cigarette, don't nobody have to. You come up here smoking, you come up with the cigarette lit. And the closer you walk in here, you're going to see the faces of the men and the women without saying anything. You'll put that cigarette out. Why? Because their dignity is speaking to your dignity. Their dignity has bypassed your mind. And when in your nature, you'll start putting that cigarette out without anybody telling you anything. You say, wow, man, this is a holy place. You'll say that yourself. Alhamdulillah. So, Laqad Kharaqna Adam is telling you, men and women, that you are a moral creature with a great sense of your own dignity. And that dignity will put pressure on you and make you say to yourself, I am not on the level where I should be. What's speaking to you like that? Your internal dignity. Now, I'm saying it to you now, right? But if I shut my mouth, your inside dignity will start speaking to you. Man, you need to do better. Man, you haven't really achieved what you're supposed to do in life. Your own self will tell you this. There's a young man in here. He's in here right now. And he's trying to open up his business. I didn't tell him to open up that business. His own dignity is driving him to make his business a success. He's in here right now. And he told me, he said, ma'am, when I get my business up, I want to take care of the masjid. I want to take care of the school. I said, Allah, I didn't put those words in his mouth. That's his own dignity speaking to him. He's coming into the awareness of the mu'min that he's supposed to be. The mu'min is one who not only believes in Allah and in himself, he believes in the goodness of all humanity, and he works to serve all of humanity. That's not a Muslim. The Muslim is here. You are a Muslim. We have to become mu'min. Here's the Muslim here. But you and I are supposed to become mu'min, which means believer. Every Muslim is not a believer. So our goal is to become a believer, a mu'min. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So your nature, that pressure of dignity in you makes you get up, even when you don't feel that you want to get up. And it tells you that you are not enjoying your full worth. I'm an oral and maxillofacial surgeon. I'm a surgeon, I really am. And I feel like I haven't accomplished anything. I look around in this masjid, in this neighborhood, in different parts of the world, and I see people in extreme poverty. I don't feel like I've done anything. I feel a burden. There's a burden on me. That I got to do something to bring relief. It's on me, heavy. And I want to say this to the African Americans. You African Americans who listen to me. The black new immoral mind that we have in black America is the unnatural thing in us as black people. The immoral mind of blacks is the unnatural thing. And you know what your soul is telling you, African American man? You know what it's telling you? I'm not speaking to you in this here. That's going on the internet. Your spirit is saying, I have not had enough dignity. That's what I'm translating your soul. I'm talking to every African American. You look to the Pakistani sitting next to you, or the Sudanese sitting next to you, or any immigrant that's sitting next to you. You look at him and his people have made great achievements. You understand what I'm trying to say now? The people, the Sudanese, the Pakistani, the Caucasian, their people have made great social and group progress. And because we do not accept the challenge in that way, and I'm going to give it to you from Quran so you won't say I'm speaking black. إِنِّي جَائِلٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ خَلِيفَةً. إِنِّي جَائِلٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ خَلِيفَةً. I'm going to place in the earth a man to be responsible for it. Every other nation, every other race has taken that chapter of the Quran and they're doing it. They're responsible for their neighborhood and their nation. But we African Americans have yet to pick it up as a whole. Don't show me Michael Jordan. Don't show me the other basketball player, Oprah Winfrey. Those are anomalies. Those are freaks of nature. I know you don't like what I said, but I don't care if you don't like it. It's the truth. You cannot have black achievements that are so cosmetic that they torture your soul. I'm talking to black people. You see a black man, he got a diamond on his finger, bigger than his hand. He's driving 14 Cadillacs. He lives in a house built of gold. He's living a lie. That diamond, that big old Cadillac, is torturing his soul because he's afraid at the end of the month he's going to be kicked out of the apartment. He's living a lie. He has cosmetic. This is not acceptable in Islam. For me, a male, to put on makeup, lipstick, and a wig, that's not acceptable. And for a black man to put on a diamond ring and a Cadillac car and a house that all of us can live in is a lie. Because he only got another 2 or 3 months and he's out of that place. And why he's conditioned like that? Because he doesn't have a knowledge context to tell him how to use his wealth. Takbir! I know what I'm talking about. So we have good news in Islam. And what's the good news? Allah gave me my nature as a guide. In this modern savage stage, if you see the country going through, it's got its electricity, it's got all that technology, but treating man to man, they're savages. Am I right or wrong? They're not human, they're savages. And the savage confines the human potentials. So let me finish this, because this is some tough talk. I know it's tough talk. I'm going to get a whole bunch of hits on the internet now. The Uswa Hasanatan of Muhammad the Prophet, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, his excellent human model, is supposed to be in all of us. I keep telling you that over and over and over. Kul and Abesharum, Mithlukum. Allah told Prophet Muhammad, tell us that I am a human being just like you. And you read it in the Quran and you don't understand what it's saying. The excellence that you see in Prophet Muhammad is the same excellence that Allah put in you. Allahu Akbar. But you couldn't see it. You couldn't see how good you are. You couldn't see how intelligent you are. You couldn't see these wonderful dimensions and properties of your inner self. So since you couldn't see it, Allah gave you Muhammad the Prophet, who stood external to you so that you could see what is internal inside you. Allahu Akbar. So don't be looking at Prophet Muhammad out there somewhere. Look at Prophet Muhammad as the model of what you have to strive and evolve to become. Allahu Akbar. Honorable people. Allah gave you a model, a human being, not a God, a natural human being. And that human essence he had upon which evolved his Uswa Hasanatan, that's the excellent model of human beings for all of us to follow. So I'm going to say this, and I know I'm going to get in trouble with some people. Nahnu tabi'una Rasulullah. We are the followers of Prophet Muhammad. Yes, it means follow him as a man. Yes, this man here, follow him as a man. But also follow the excellence that's in you. Follow that excellence in you, and you'll be following Muhammad because he's the external reality of your internal reality.